been a long day waiting for Cyberpunk, but now it's here, and I wish I was still waiting longer. It's been a long wait for Cyberpunk, but it's pretty janky, but I'm kinda having fun. Whoa! 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 Oh, oh. That was Wiz Khalifa. Made a. I don't think he actually does that part of the song, but Wiz Khalifa, special guest on the podcast today.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the parts where you just cut out because you were screaming into your mic.
Yeah.
You didn't see me put up the hands to block it.
Yeah, it didn't help. Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Sweaty Plebs podcast. And this week is Cyberpunk week. Or should we call it Cyberbug week?
Zing.
Okay,
Heyo.
that's the end of the podcast. All right.
Done and done, huh? All right. But before we get into the juicy bits, let's get into some juicy bits.
A different kind of juice. Oh,
Yeah.
My juice isn't loose yet because I put it still in the fridge. Well, you guys this might be a confusing episode for everybody because oh motherfucker. Oh, I now see what you mean by watch out. Yeah, guess what? I'm Faulkner this week. I got a Parliament beer, a big old boy. Parliament, scintillation. It is. These cans are actually pretty big.
See?
Yeah.
It's not just because of my small hands. It's not because of these hands.
I think it's a little bit of both. It's good. It is. I can see why you like this. Shout out to Parliament. And
Yep.
Thank you, Faulkner.
You're welcome, buddy.
This is a fresh beer. This is 1 pint.
Yeah, I told you it's
Do you know
big.
that? Yeah.
Wow.
It's I've never. So I do have to say, this feels weird. I've never had a can this size, and it's just like the sipping action of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the mouth is much bigger, so you're drinking a lot more beer per sip. So
Yeah, it's a chugging type can. Crawlers are great.
I'll chug the rest of it at the end of the podcast. How about that?
Oof.
We'll see.
All right.
Okay.
So that means I'll have to drink a lot of it quickly. Luckily, it's Cyberpunk week, so there will be none at the end because it's going to be a 7-hour podcast.
All right. I hope not.
Mhm.
I think we can get through it pretty quick. We got a bunch of like shenanigan stuff to talk about, but for the most part, I think it's going to be a Cyberpunk podcast.
Yes. Looking at my list, I feel like there's not that much that we can say on most things. So, all right. But also because I thought it was going to be long, and also because it's still my long weekend, I brought 2 beverages this time.
Ooh, 2
One,
bevs.
pint cake, apple pie.
Oh,
I
sour
accidentally
ale.
bought a sour ale. Didn't mean to do it, but I saw apple pie, and I was just like, "That's timely. I'm on board for that."
A sour pie ale as well for this, but I drink it.
That's
Is that sour?
I thought it was gonna be like a pure like apple sour. No, there's like a hint of pie in there. That's quality stuff. Shout out New Age or New Image Brewing.
Who knew that was going to be the case?
I honestly thought like I didn't want to get my expectations high. I thought it was gonna be like a shitty just apple sour. That's pretty good. There's yes, she's yelling cinnamon at me. So
There you go. All right.
but talking about the cinnamon thing, I've discovered a newfound love in my life. Got some eggnog, boys.
A new love? You've never had eggnog before?
Dog. He has.
I think I had it when I was a child, and for some reason thought I didn't like it, so I just always assumed.
Yeah, because
And then the other day when I was buying this beer, I did not like it as a child. I don't know why. It's literally just ice cream, basically.
You got whiskey in it?
But the a little bit of tin cup whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice local organic one. Shout out Longmont Dairy Company. It's tight. I'm on board. You drink eggnog year round now.
Right on.
Oh, you nog dog.
So yeah, I'm gonna rotate between those two, and I feel like it's a bad combo to switch between sour beer and eggnog, but
Yeah, it seems.
No,
we're doing it.
no, because it's an apple pie, right? And you put ice cream on apple pie a lot of the time, so I can see
That's
that
true.
maybe tasting good.
All right.
It's not bad.
I'll give you that. All right.
I mean,
All
it's
right,
going
what
to be
you got?
disgusting because it is eggnog. So
So Dylan gave me a beer called The Booth Brewing Company, and they're based out of Seoul, Korea. That's the can.
Oh, just like you.
oh,
And it's called Dancing Cow Milk Stout. It's actually only 4.9 ABV,
Because he cares about you.
I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see what
a
this
very
good,
kind gift.
good good's about.
I really like that can. I have almost bought that beer probably 10 times just so I could show the can off.
Oh, that's
But
interesting.
every time,
Would I get this again? I'm not sure.
I'll get it again for you. Don't worry.
I didn't even know Korea had like breweries. I didn't know that was even
they
a
do.
thing.
I've had I don't actually know if that's Korean. It's just a Korean beer, that Doka beer. I've had it on here once or twice.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's actually kind of nice. It's very sweet. It does have like a creamy kind of mouthfeel.
Milkness to it.
Yeah. So
Nice.
Don't do that.
one of these days, what I got to do is get like a snapshot of all the beers so I can put it on Instagram and shout out all the breweries we've been doing.
You're just gonna shout out Parliament.
Yeah. Well, I already do that. Like
Yeah.
I'll take pictures of the beer before we record and stuff and toss it on a story. But either way, it's Cyberpunk. Let's just cut to the chase. How should we do this? Should we just do initial impressions, and then dive into it?
Let's do a very early, way too early review. Give it a number.
All right.
We don't have to do it on a scale. Just give it a number and then you explain that number.
How about numbers? If there's no scale, then it doesn't mean anything.
This is the future now, man. Everybody has their own scale. Okay. Anyways, I give it a 67 for right now.
How many hours
scale.
in are you in?
I did the vast majority of my playing last night. I want to say I'm about 3 or 4 hours in.
Okay.
Of actual playing.
Did you make it to the second act?
Yes, I just did that.
I just finished it too. I just got to the second act. All right, cool.
Yeah. I am enjoying parts of it. What I've been doing. I am generally enjoying the jank of the game because it's not ruining it for me right now. It's all been funny bugs.
Yeah.
Except for I did have one hard crash, but thankfully the autosave happened
the autosave's pretty
right
good.
before.
Yeah.
Is it what I hoped? No, but also I'm not that far in. I think I will enjoy it the more I play it.
And you're on the Xbox One X, just kind of like so people when they listen, they have an understanding of what the context that you're playing it on.
Yeah. So I'm on One X. I have a bunch of things turned off, so it probably isn't looking as good as it possibly could, but it's running pretty well.
Are you playing quality or performance mode?
Couldn't even tell you, man. Probably neither, because it doesn't look great.
So the One X and the Series X has performance and quality modes where Sony doesn't have any of that.
Okay. I'll have to double check. I'm probably doing performance because I'm not having tons and tons of bugs.
Sure.
I am having some, which I did send you a picture of my favorite bug.
Yeah.
Naked motorcycle bug, which has thankfully stopped happening. I think it was like the pants that I had on at that time or something that was causing it. Because as soon as I switched those, I have not been taking all my clothes off to get on my motorcycle.
That's fair. I mean, you can if you want.
I could, yeah, but this was not a want. This is just a happen.
Sure.
You know. Yeah, I don't know. I must be playing on quality though. Um,
Okay.
it's 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 a game I will continue to play. That's my rating for it.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not bad.
That's
Yeah.
not a bad thing. What about you, Aiden? What's your initial score feelings?
I'm thinking solid 8 out of 10 to start, mostly because technical issues. So, unlike Dylan, I've had more bad luck with things. Until the stability patch that they released on Friday or whatever, I was getting crashes basically every hour on the hour.
Brutal.
So, yeah, I mean, not the worst thing in the world because autosave and also the hard drive in the PS5, it's like 20 seconds to get back in.
Yeah.
Also, it tells me it's probably time to take a break, but that was kind of brutal for a while. They haven't entirely stopped now with the stability patch, but it's still going on. Otherwise, game looks pretty solid. I actually do like the combat just because I'm going like pretty much pure stealth as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And like once you get a gun that can just one shot with stealth headshots, it's fun. The AI is not great, but it's not broken in a way that makes it unfair to you.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
janky as all hell, and you can take advantage of it.
Yeah, AI is terrible. It's some of the easiest stealth, but also some of the dumbest stealth where it's like, there's no way that guy saw me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
agree.
told
Everybody
Dylan
fights
this
you.
yesterday, but one thing I think that helps me with the whole difficulty thing is I decided to play on hard mode, so if shit goes downhill, it goes downhill very quickly for me.
Yeah. It's bravo for you.
Okay.
How many hours in do you think you're, or what act did you make it to?
Could not tell you. I can say that I am pretty comfortable saying I'm probably the farthest by a decent bit out of all of us because the whole time off thing. I'm
That's
probably
fair.
like 15 to 20 hours in at this point.
Okay, so just so we don't get each other in spoiler territory, Act 2 is essentially when Johnny Silverhand comes up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, so I'm probably nearing the end of Act 3, or
Okay.
I've been doing a lot of like side content though, just
yeah,
driving around being like, oh, let's do this dumb little gig. Like some of the side quests are honestly like I haven't reached like a fantastic one yet, but they're decent. I won't spoil anything, but I think what I've heard from people online claiming like, oh, it's just like Ubisoft level side quests. There are some of those. You can ignore them. They're also actually written out side quests.
mm-hmm. I've actually
Yeah.
been enjoying it, the side quest myself.
Mm-hmm. By far the best part of it is just the world building, though.
Yeah, Flaming Crotch Man.
Like-
Do you guys meet Flaming Crotch Man yet?
Yep.
No, I have met about 75,000 dildos though. So
Yeah.
yeah, the world
Went a
building
little
great.
overboard on the dildos.
I've seen
Yeah.
less dildos lately. I don't know if they
I-
patched dildos out.
I'm almost positive that was the first bug that I was experiencing because literally the first like 20 things I found were just dildos. So it's like, I don't know if this is just the area in the world that I'm in or if something's like really broken, but literally everything, just dildos.
Yeah. So my score is kind of ranges because when I first turned it on, the intro area, graphically, I was like, this game looks awful. And I even changed all the settings. I was like, this is very like it just looks really bad. And I played for like an hour and a half, and then I got to the part where you make it into the city, and then you go through the timeline thing, the 6-month jump. And then I was like, okay, I'll just call it here tonight because it's like I'm really tired, so I'll just call it here. This is fine because I was playing God of War before that, and it was like 4:30 in the morning. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go to bed. And then I woke up the next day. I played it, and there was like a small patch. It was like 500 megabytes or something like that. And I turned it on. I was like, oh, this game looks so different now. This game looks much better. And then I was having issues with the controls because of the ramp up on the thumbsticks in the dead zone. So I turned that all down, and then the gunplay was actually a lot more enjoyable. And I was like, all right, this game looking better. But then I was getting the bugs. I got out of the car one time, and the car disappeared, and all I heard, behind me, I heard things fall down, and it was the doors falling down. So all the doors and the hood stayed there except for the car was gone.
Suicide doors, but for
Nice.
Yeah. And I've had 2 crashes so far.
real. Not
It's not terrible.
not good, but not
No.
terrible.
Yeah,
I mean,
not
it's
nearly
actually
as bad.
honestly, it's bad. You shouldn't have any crashes.
Yeah.
Technically.
Oh,
All right, let's
this-
not. Let's
No,
not like,
it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's just
No.
in comparison to me, it's like, oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah. And I've played
Um,
a bulk of mine. Like I've done like 6-7 hours, and most of it is post stability patch.
Yeah. Me too. I think we should just throw this out before we go too far into saying that this game is good. This is what I would say fairly unacceptable. They should have delayed it more.
I would 6 months.
Yeah.
Give it 6 months.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, like I know it sucks for them, like to go through that, or would suck to go through that again, but
Yeah.
just make a. It's I don't want to say make a good game because I think it's a fine game.
I think it's got good
or
bones.
could be yeah, good bones. Yeah, good point. But early on I was like, I'm just not. This is just going to be my big regret purchase of the year. I'm just going to not play this, for
Mhm.
Mhm.
months or whatever until it's actually working. But I think it does suck a lot. That
Yeah.
there are so many issues, but
It's-
still finding fun.
I think
guess.
I think the big suck thing is for people on old gen consoles that do not that you like. You're lucky because you have a 1X, but imagine if you had
Yeah.
the one. And like I saw Digital Foundry done a bunch of like frames FPS stuff on it, and they're getting like 15 20 frames a second with like the lowest tier texture quality and everything. I was like, this game should have never come out
Yeah.
on these consoles. Just don't even push it out.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to do the half steps, the PS4 Pro and the
Yeah.
1X, that's understandable. But I
Yeah.
feel like this game really potentially will miss the mark just because of those.
Yeah,
those old
it's going to
consoles.
have the bad stuff. Like on PC, it looks great. I think the review process was pretty bad because they gave out all the review codes early, and they're like, "This is PC only, and you can't put up images or videos of your previews and stuff like that. You got to use our stock footage." So it's pretty bad. It was pretty shady.
Yeah. Extremely scummy.
Yeah. Like there's a bunch of like red flags leading up to this release. But yeah, they shouldn't have.
They did tons and
months.
tons of things terribly.
6 months should have been 6 months. Next gen consoles should have got their next gen versions because we're on PS5s and we're playing the backwards compatibility version.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'm so excited. Like the game looks pretty good for the most part, but man, with ray tracing, if they put on ray tracing on the PS, dude, you can tell this game is like the ray tracing is going to change.
Yeah.
Everything.
The amount of neon lights in the city, it's going to be amazing.
Between the ambient occlusion, neon lights, geometrics, and everything, and you're just like, oh, this is going to be fucking really cool.
Also, because I'm curious, can you guys tell me what it was like starting off as a nomad?
You're just out in the woods.
Yeah.
It's actually really short. I was actually I expected a longer
intro
sequence. Yeah.
Yeah, you're fixing a car. There's a sheriff. These are very early on spoilers, by the way. And then
I'm not worried.
you climb a radio tower and then you go to the city, and that's
You climb the radio tower. It updates your radio. You meet Jackie, and then you go to the city.
Also, when you climb that radio tower, you will find your first item, and it will be a dildo.
Yes. Big one.
Yep. Oh, I didn't even see that one. I found the little one.
Yeah. A lot of dildos. Yeah, I think the world building, like Aiden said, is the best part. That like you can tell they took a lot of time. The city itself is gorgeous. I literally spent 30 minutes on the freeway, just driving on the freeway, and I was like, this place is so big and so cool and so varied. Like, it's just cool. Now, driving itself, not great. Driving AI, terrible. Worst I've ever seen. Hands down.
enjoy the
Yeah, it's pretty
motorcycle.
bad.
I don't think the motorcycle was terrible.
Oh, I haven't jumped on a motorcycle yet.
Yeah,
I've
I've been
preferred
doing
driving my
basically only
car.
motorcycles. Yeah,
Yeah.
buy a different car.
Also, where do you buy cars?
There's missions for it.
What?
Play some more, my guy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
I
you're gonna
must
get
be a
to
little
the
bit
point
further
where
than
you.
you.
Oh no!
There are
I literally
an
just
amount
woke
that you
up.
buy.
Woke up after just finished the act. Like I just woke up in my apartment, just had that long conversation with Keanu Reeves, and that was it. That's where I'm at right now. So I spent a lot of times doing side missions and like the things that pop up.
Yeah,
I
I've
think
been
like you're just at the
saving
point
those.
that you unlock them.
Okay.
Yeah. Although I haven't bought any of the cars yet. Um,
I was told the
you must
economy is
be
kind of
getting that.
busted.
One thing I would recommend if you guys haven't already done it, there's a skill under like technical knowledge or something that auto just disassembles junk the moment you pick it up. Don't get that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
'cause
saw that,
That
and I
sucks.
decided not to get that.
Yeah, because you
Yeah,
want to sell it, right?
Yeah, you want to sell those like 750 credit necklaces that you can find everywhere.
Yeah.
That was one of the first perks I got because I didn't know that I would regularly find those. The money's kind of a struggle sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not like hard to do, but I don't really feel like just grinding out money in this game.
I was initially afraid that like if you went like in someone's room or something and you just grab stuff, it would be like stealing, right? And
You
then you
take
go into a
anything.
combat situation. Yeah, apparently that's not a thing, which is surprising. So I'm
I
like,
feel like
oh, I
that's
guess I
a
missed
bug.
out on a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
it's like highlighted red, right?
It
Yeah,
is
so it
in
feels
some
like
some cases.
They meant to do it and then just didn't.
Yeah. So now I'm like, oh, okay, just take everything. You see, got it. I think the inventory game is they have to redo the loot system. I think the loot system is trash.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. Yeah.
It's like they're trying to like go this looter shooter type of route, and it's not what I wanted, and it's not doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. There are some bits of it that I sort of like when you do actually like find like a rarer item. You know,
Mhm.
it's like, oh, this
Yeah.
is fun. But
There's some
I
nice
agree.
bits, but yeah. It's like to the point that I'm going to start using underleveled stuff just so I can use things that I actually enjoy.
Yeah. I would have much preferred you unlock base versions of a weapon, like you have different archetypes within that class of weaponry, and then the mods is what you upgrade to improve it. Right?
Understandable.
You have
Like,
this
well,
pistol and you upgrade the barrels, and there's like 10 barrel levels, and then you use components to upgrade stuff and currency to upgrade it, and that way you carry it. So it prevents you from constantly picking up new guns. And also there should be like a walkover pickup feature for like ammo and credits. Like when you
well,
kill
you
someone.
remember how long it took Borderlands to get that?
Yeah.
So
Like
Mm-hmm.
why is the weapon dropping separately from the person? Just put it all on the person, and then I auto pick up everything off the person.
Yep. That'd be nice.
Yeah, the loot game is
great.
broken. And from what I've read, the crafting system is broken too.
I haven't done too much in that
Yeah.
myself.
So essentially, if you want to craft higher tier gear, you need the components of higher tier gear. The only problem is higher tier gear is never dropping because it's higher tier. So it's like, what's the point of having like higher tier gear as an option to craft if you're never getting the components for it?
So I will say on that one, if you just start finding like robotic enemies, I get like legendary and epic crafting components pretty regularly from them.
Okay. Oh, I wanted to ask, what style are you playing? Like you're doing stealth, Aiden. How's Dylan?
I'm doing stealth with the backup of mantis blades, baby. It's
All
great.
You already know my guy's style is impeccable. I'm riding around naked on a motorcycle with a fedora, so things are going great over here. I'm generally trying to be sneaky. Pretty much every mission though, that breaks because of some janky thing, like
Yeah.
where some guy sees me where he shouldn't see me, and then I just kill everybody, which is fun.
Yeah.
It's good because I get a little bit of both worlds. once I've unlocked some more like weapons, like more swords and better guns,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
that's gotten better. Just going in sneakily and then blasting my way out. It's fun.
Cool. I've been
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
the hacking, like
I
putting
do a
a
lot
lot
of the
points into
hacking
hacking.
too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah, hacking's great.
I think the way it's set up is a little janky.
Yep.
Right? It's not very like intuitive and smooth. You got L1, then you
No.
gotta like do this, and you're just like,
Shoot.
oh man, can I have like some quick button somewhere?
Yeah.
Like for ones I'm gonna use, and also like your RAM, the amount of RAM you have is really low. It's either the skills are cost too much. That's what it really is. The skills cost too much. Like
Well, you'll
Yeah,
get those upgraded
Yeah,
eventually.
I get
I'm
that.
still at
The
the
problem solves pretty quickly.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I'll do like one short circuit, and then it's like, all right, I get that's pretty much
all I can do.
all I can do in this
area.
fight, and there's like 5 guys.
Yeah.
I also find that the bot, and like I said, I'm not as deep in as you guys. Enemies feel a little spongy, like bullet spongy.
You and I are at the same.
Yeah.
I think I'm.
Just a little bit.
You've played more than me, but I'm like one story mission ahead of you. I guess I'll say. If you haven't found it yet, you'll start to find guns that feel much more powerful.
Yeah. I also doing pistols. I'm pretty much doing a pistols run.
Yeah.
That
You'll find
will
some
probably
fun
change.
pistols.
Yeah. But like the reason I'm fine doing stealth is I finally got a pistol that's just like, oh, you get this extra bonus of damage on top of the regular stealth damage bonus, so I can just one-shot headshot most people.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But yeah, like you'll eventually find like an AR that you like so much that you'll say, maybe I won't just be a pistol guy.
Yeah. Well, like my
I
goal
basically
in
have
my
an
head
AR
was
that's like the arbalist.
yeah. In my head, I'm like, I want to do a pistol run that focuses on quick hacking, and I do want to get Mantis Blades. I just can't afford it right now. And then Mantis Blades is my secondary kind of thing, and I was like, that's kind of how my style I've like in my head I've been wanting to do.
Yeah. Which if you're fighting things that are like at the same like let's call it quote unquote level because there aren't enemy levels, but there are. Mantis Blades feel pretty solid. If you're fighting someone that outlevels you, it's not a good time.
Yeah.
It's like melee on its own doesn't feel super great. I feel like the Mantis Blades out of everything feel the best.
Okay.
I've enjoyed some of the swords I've gotten.
It's not bad. It's just like kind of Fallout level where it's
Yeah.
like
That's
I'm playing.
fair.
It's just like I wish this was better. It's not terrible, but I want
FPS
more.
melee is really hard.
Yeah, just fucking
Yeah,
hire the people from Chivalry or Mordau.
Yeah, it's just
Build
hard.
an entire game around it.
Yeah, so I would say my
Give it-
initial
give
when
it
I
a number.
first booted the game up, it was like this is like a 5 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10. I'm more like 8 out of 10 now that I've like done more story stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is really cool. I'm kind of into the world more now. Like I want to know where
Yeah.
this goes. Yeah.
The world is the saving grace right now while it's still in a tougher place.
Yeah.
I think down the road, hopefully, as long as they continue to patch the game.
Yeah, and they will. They've always like. I think people forget that like even Witcher 3 was garbage at launch too.
Yeah, so
I didn't
Like-
play it right away at launch.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
yeah,
It was pretty
that's
bad.
the right choice.
Yeah. And I think it's gonna be like I've had a couple people ask me like, "Hey, should I get this?" And I was like, "Are you a fan of the cyberpunk genre?" They're like, "No." And I'm like, then you should not get this right away."
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
wait.
I was like, and
Do you have another game? To
yeah, I was
play
like,
right
"What
now?
are you playing this on?" Oh, Xbox One. I'm like, yeah, just don't even bother. Like, just don't. Like, we told our buddy Oscar, like, get it on PC, don't get it on the Xbox.
Yeah, he was very close, I think, to getting on Xbox.
Yeah.
Originally.
Yeah, and I was like, don't
Yeah.
do that. And even for him, it might be better to tell him,
Just wait. Don't even get it on your PC.
yeah.
Depending, I don't know what his
But
setup is.
They pushed this hot fix pretty quick. I'm actually surprised we got it week of launch.
Well, you know why it was quick, because they're probably in extreme panic crunch mode over
Dude.
there.
Their stocks
Wh-
dropped
which-
23% or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's
Good
unfortunate,
time to
but
buy 'em.
Yeah, it's a good time to buy in.
yeah.
Um,
I think they'll be okay in the long run. It does. It's unfortunate, like the hype machine.
Dude,
Yeah.
this hype was
made-
so
made-
big. There's no
yeah.
way they would have matched the
Yeah.
hype. It's impossible.
I mean,
Yeah.
so like let's think of what's like a not current, or like a game within the past like few years that you think gets closest to the hype. Like if like Breath of the Wild came out as this game, like would you say that the Breath of the Wild quality game
I
would have
think
matched the hype?
I think the problem with this game is we knew this game was coming out 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Breath
Yeah.
of the Wild. I mean, that's the beauty of part of the beauty of
Nintendo.
Nintendo is when they
tell you
announce
what,
something, it's
like a
much
year
closer
before.
to launch.
Yeah. Well, except for there are some games like Metroid. They've teased that for a
Yeah.
while now.
Yeah,
and
but
that's still
In 2018, we
Yeah.
saw gameplay footage of Cyberpunk at E3.
Yeah. Like I feel like
A 20
Nintendo just kind of like
Yeah.
tempers that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like a 20-minute video too at E3, right? So
yeah. And
Yeah.
it
So-
really juiced everybody up.
yeah, and then Keanu
Yeah,
Reeves,
that-
that was the year Keanu Reeves came out, right? Like
Yeah.
they really drew out this hype machine. Like I think the lesson
Oh,
they
that-
should learn for Witcher 4 is don't announce anything until 6 months before launch. Like
Partly,
announce that it's
but also-
in dev, but don't put
Yeah.
anything out concrete until 6 months before launch.
It's kind of the sad thing where like even with that, like this game is still almost already made back the entirety of the marketing budget and development costs. So
I think it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this game
So-
is already they're golden. Like, and it's only gonna. Here's the thing. At least we know the game's gonna get better from here.
Yeah, it should, right?
Yeah, because the bones are good.
Yeah.
It's just it's all those little things. Like I can't wait for the next gen console patch. I can't wait for them to see what they do with DLC and stuff like that. What I will say is I'm glad they didn't launch an online version of this game now because I think
That would. I'm
Break
not gonna play.
systems.
Yeah,
yeah.
this game is 100% not an online game to me.
Yeah.
After playing it, it already wasn't before, but after actually getting my hands on it, there's
Yeah.
no way I'm gonna
So
play
if
this.
they push
online.
back the online game for like 3 years, I'm fine with that. Like, go for it. And which actually might be smart because they might need something in between this launch and Witcher, right? So this is that would be like the
Mhm.
middle title between the two titles. So I think that's fine. Plus they got all the DLC. They got two major DLCs and a bunch of free content they're going to push out for this title.
I'm excited. I almost feel like the game's not really out yet. Honestly,
In a way,
we're just playing the
beta.
demo
Yeah.
right now.
Kind
Beta
of
the
is.
demo.
It's early
Yeah,
It's
access.
the early access.
It's the paid early access. Yeah, because I want to
Couldn't
play
get
it
better.
with the next gen update. I want to play it with ray tracing and stuff like that. Like, yeah, cool.
You'll be
Yeah,
there soon
like-
enough. Don't worry.
Be okay. I just like part of me wants to not get too deep in it so I can wait for that, but also the other part of me has all the free time right now, so
Yeah,
I mean,
we're
I
gonna
say
keep
just
diving.
play as much as you can now. If you want to come back later,
Yeah,
the game seems open enough that you can really change your play style.
yeah. And for what
You
I've
know?
read, the main storyline's like 30 hours or something less than that. See, it's just a really short main story.
Yeah, so you could pump through this a couple times.
Yeah.
If you absolutely fall in love with it, at some point.
I saw people complain about the skill tree system. I think it's fine.
I don't love it, but I also don't have enough
Points.
really.
Yeah.
I wish I had looked into it a little bit more before I slotted my original points in.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the idea,
Mhm.
though, right? Like that's how they force you to like the replayability. You're like,
Yeah, I kind of went a little all over the place instead of focused on one thing.
yeah.
Which is fine. It's generally
Yeah.
how I like to play the first
Run.
playthrough of any game like this. Yeah. Yeah, it's
Uh,
not great, but it's not I enjoy it. I feel good like when I do upgrade a skill and like I can feel this changing the game.
I think the major complaint is the skills don't feel impactful when you put a point in initially. It's all about like a cumulative growth, right? Like
I'll agree for some of them, but some of the skills definitely like
just
it's a game changer.
Yeah,
there are some that I've been like, wow, I can use that type of gun now.
Sure.
Because instead of like doing nothing, it's actually I'm doing damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
like another one of the quick hacking ones is if you get the breach protocol going, everything gets lowered by 1 more RAM cost, which
I that's a big deal.
opens up the whole
I did.
world.
That was literally the first one I got.
Yeah, that one and the one where you kill the guy that you've hacked, you get 1 RAM back. I was like, oh, that's good. Yeah, RAM management is a big deal. It's a real thing.
Yeah, just like real life.
Yeah.
I'll also say with just the amount of different like levels of skills, the fact that you can always be progressing one of them regardless of what you're doing, I'll enjoy that. Like even just running from one task to another, you're getting some progress.
Yeah, I do find that ammo is kind of scarce, and I didn't realize I could craft ammo initially.
I have not had that problem at all.
So I was like, oh, I'm out of bullets in this gun.
I have never crafted ammo.
Yeah, I've
run out of bullets a lot.
I have not even gotten close.
That's because I was telling you, like, the game felt bullet spongy because I'm like, dude, I'm putting so many bullets into this guy. I'm like reloading mags over and over again. Maybe I'm doing like a bunch of like higher difficulty side content.
That could be it, yeah. I've tried to do some of the higher difficulty stuff, and I was getting destroyed over and over.
Oh,
like
dude, the AI is so terrible, man. All you got to do is like run away a little bit, and then peek out and shoot, and peek out and shoot.
There's one in particular. It's not like a major spoiler. I don't even remember what it is, but I think it's like, I don't know what you would call it, but it's like one of the, I think they're called gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're called gigs. Is one of the gigs, and like it's like go like kill this dude or whatever, and like everybody in there is like way higher level. Like I've tried it. I tried it like 20 times last night, and I was like, I cannot do this right now.
20?
Like, I literally, like 20 times. I had a save like right outside the door before like you sneak in and like sneak around. I was like, I don't have enough stuff to like shut down the cameras.
Yeah.
I don't have enough room to shut down the cameras. I can't even kill this dude, even if I like sneak up on him. Like he just breaks out of it. I can't kill him if I empty like all of my ammo into him. And he's like the first dude. I know there's other dudes in the building from sneaking around. So I just have to come back like at a higher level.
Yeah. In my experience, anything marked as very high difficulty or danger is literally impossible.
Yep.
Ones on hard are going to be a very big struggle that, especially playing on hard mode, it's just not worth it usually.
The hard ones are pretty straightforward on regular mode, I'll say. The very hard ones that I have tried are not very easy, which I guess makes sense.
Have you guys done any of the like fist fighting missions? Like, brawl these guys?
I haven't put any points into it, so I've been avoiding those.
I haven't done much. Please do me a favor and like give them a shot, because
I plan on it.
It took me an extreme amount of time to finish the first one. I was like looking up guides online, and I'm just like, yeah, it's simple. You just fist fight them. It was extremely hard. Like I would get taken out in like 3-4 punches.
It's all about the counter.
I tried.
I don't know.
But
I haven't like
here. I've tried.
My character's not like I have like 3 points in the body. So
just like your real life character.
Yeah, like my character is made for hacking. I got like points in like in technical, and I got points in the hacking skill, and I got some points in the one for handguns. And that's pretty much where all my points are. So
yeah. Which I think you guys can be fine, because they're not actually hard. It's just I want to see like how much damage each punch does for you guys.
Okay.
If you can survive like 10 hits, that's a cakewalk. Yeah. If you can survive 3, or even worse, I tried 1 more after it, and I literally just get 1-shot punched if I mess up any counters.
Okay.
Well, I've leveled up a little bit more than maybe when you did it, so it might be an unfair comparison, but I will let you know.
Perfect.
We'll
Jaden, you suck.
Yeah, you suck.
These guys can't kill me.
Apparently.
Yeah, I'm level 300 by the time I did this. They can't even look at me.
Also, is there a level cap?
I have no idea.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure.
I hope
Okay.
not. But
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think the I
I
think
have
the
mixed
weapons
feelings.
are the weapons or a lot of the skills. I think 20 is the cap.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, can you play so much that you can max all the skills, basically?
I would
Probably.
assume
You just have to use those
so.
skills.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
hope so.
Well, you
Yeah,
mean
because-
the actual perks within the trees?
Yeah,
I
actual
don't think
perks.
so. I think there's a limit. I don't think
Okay.
there's like a god mode type thing. Maybe in a new game plus if they add new game plus.
I mean,
I have a feeling,
there
but I
shouldn't
also
be a god
kinda-
mode because really you're just upgrading your mechanical bits, right?
Yeah.
This is the future, right?
Mhm.
There's no, you can just keep doing stuff like that. Not really a spoiler, but I think we've all been in. I don't remember what his name is.
the Ripper, Vic.
No. This is very early on. Spoiler. What?
Evelyn Parker, the BD.
No, the Emperor. The Emperor's son.
Oh, yeah.
What is it? What is their name?
Arisoka is the company name.
Arisoka, yeah.
Oh,
Like-
Arasaka. Yeah, the his bodyguard. Do you think he hit the level cap? I
Oh.
guess he did hit the level cap because all
Yeah,
he has
it's-
left is his
Yeah.
forehead. That's the level cap. When you run out of replacement.
Run out of skin.
Yeah, run out of skin. Right. Well, even then you could add another arm on, right? You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. Now I'm a champ. I have 4 arms.
Sure. All right.
Which also, real quick, just because you mentioned him, Vic, one of my favorite characters so far.
Yeah, I'm
like some of the
Judy.
characters in the game, Judy's great. Like
Uh,
I'd say Jackie's been my number one so far.
Jackie,
I
I would say the characters, they have some great characters. The voice acting,
Mhm.
even though the animation might be a little off.
voice acting's near
voice-
perfect.
Yeah, it's there's just some gems in this game like that you're like it's sad that they have the amount of bugs they have, like, because it pulls you out of the experience.
Yeah.
It's
And there's, like-
it'll get better though.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell that a lot went into the game. Like there are so many little systems. Just like I can't believe they dedicated this much time.
Dude, it's
Like,
it's an
it's
ambitious
insane.
game. It's extremely
Yeah.
ambitious, and for it to not have bugs is ridiculous. Not that I'm trying to be an apologist, because it's not. This game should have never been
It's,
released.
Yeah, it's unacceptable
But
in the state that it's in.
but when you like play through it, you're like, oh, there's so much like gold here that it just needs to be tempered just a little bit longer. You know.
Look at you with those fancy words.
yeah.
You know me. That's that Hawaii education right there.
What?
But yeah, the
Also-
characters. There's some great characters for sure.
I'm excited. I'm actually more excited about this game now than I have been any time in the past, couple of years, since I just haven't been paying attention to it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel better about it, even though it's still very, very rough.
Dude, first 2 hours, I was so disappointed. I was so upset.
I
was
pretty
really
close,
upset. I was like, I'm just gonna go back to
Just
God of
saying.
War because this game looks
Yeah.
like trash right now.
So after I played like the first so that first bit where you like get into the city and you have like that gun fight in the car,
Mm-hmm.
and I hadn't like really changed any of the settings yet,
Oh,
especially like the controls. I was like, this is just not fun. I'm just gonna not play this. I'm just gonna wait like a month.
Yeah.
Let them figure it out. I'm glad that I went back and like changed everything around because I've had a good time since then. But like that first hour, 2 hours, like you were saying, I was ready to not play.
Dude, I was really upset. I was like, these controls feel terrible. Visually, it just looks bad. Like it just looks bad. Luckily I haven't had any frame rate issues. I mean, there's some drops here and there, but like it's not like significant.
Yeah.
There's some
pretty
clipping
stable for me, too.
issues, like clipping issues here and there, but yeah, like I was really upset.
Yeah, like I texted you guys. I was like, what do you guys think of Cyberpunk? Because I was like, am I doing this wrong?
Yeah.
Am I playing wrong? Like, is it me? Or is it? I know the game is messed up, but is it me? Am I just not doing it right? But it's not the worst.
No,
I'll say
I'll
that.
beat it. I'll beat it. Also, like I'm playing God of War also, and when
It's
I go,
hard to go from a great game.
God of War is a 10 out of 10 game. Let's just get into games we're playing. Let's move on.
Oh, okay.
Let's just move on since we have not a whole lot more time. Games we're playing.
Yeah.
I'm playing God of War. I'm actually upset that I started God of War before Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Not surprised.
God of War is a 10 out of 10 game. I haven't beaten it. I'm very close to the end because I ended up looking at like the titles of what the titles of the story missions leading to the end, and I'm like 2 or 3 from the end.
Dude.
But that game's phenomenal.
Yeah. So, I want to talk about how getting close to the end of God of War. When I played through that, I played through so much in like 2 weeks. I just nonstop played it. Oh, like couldn't put it down. But then I just stopped. I was like, I've God of War'd out a little bit. I need to take a break. And I didn't play for like a month or 2 or whatever it was. And when I went back, I was like, all right, ready to get into this. And I like get back into the story. And I beat it in like an hour. And I was like, why did I stop like right here? I was like at the end of the game. That game, I think, is my favorite PlayStation game.
I might plat it.
And I didn't plat it, but I would go back and play that again.
Yeah, I might plat it. I might.
I'm gonna give you good luck on that one, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, there's some combat situations that are really hard.
I was gonna ask, have you beaten any of the
Valkyries?
I got 3 down.
Yeah.
I've killed 3 Valkyries.
Some of those are
it gets
wild.
worse.
Yeah.
The first 2 I did it on my first try.
The last.
Yeah, the first 2 Valkyries I did on my first try. This other one where you like Aenor, she like goes up and then she like twirls and then slams on the ground and then like saps almost 100% of my health. I'm like, wait, there's got to be a play. And I was like, oh, I got to shoot the arrows at him to interrupt. But I've been wasting the arrows in between those moments. So
are you using the right arrows?
Probably not, because I've died like twice to her, and I was like, I'll just come back. I have the waypoint. I'll just come back. I don't feel like banging my head against this.
Now, be careful, because I'm pretty certain that's actually what caused me to stop playing for a while. Is getting
No,
stuck.
I just moved on with like other parts because there's so much like secondary content, right? And this game, God of War deserves all the praise that it's gotten. Which is, like I was saying, is hard for me to like then go to Cyberpunk, especially when that first couple hours where it was like I'm having a bad time. I'm like, to go from a 10 out of 10 game to this game that I'm like at the moment was like 5 out of 10. I was like, Jesus fuck. Funny story, that 17 gig update, the stability update, which makes a difference. They did a great job with that update. I had to download it. It was like, oh, you have an update, 17 gigs. I was like, okay, I'll just play God of War. Never went to Cyberpunk that night. I played God of War from like 9 p.m. till 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning.
Amazing game.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah. So that's what I played.
I have a actually generally similar feeling, I guess, because right before Cyberpunk, Control came out on Game Pass, and I was jamming through that. That game doesn't play as well as God of War, but I think that game is amazing. I've beaten it pretty much. I think there's like a couple side quest type things for me to go through, which I intend to do at some point. Like, that game is awesome. I love Control. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. So much fun, just like souping your dude up or souping your lady up, just having a good time.
Yeah, look forward to that.
Yeah, I may play it again when they have the full next-gen versions releasing on sale.
Honestly,
don't buy it.
I really want it.
Don't support them. That's terrible consumer practice.
Yeah, if it comes out on Game Pass and I have the Series X, I will replay it because the game plays well enough, but there are like just little things here and there that obviously like aren't perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to play that game and like its peak performance because it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Two other games I played this week. I bought Ring Fit. I wanted to buy it I wanted to buy it like at the start of the lockdowns this year. The game is fun. It's just a fun game to do when and you're like, I want to do something sort of active, but I can't go outside. Like I was playing this morning when I was pouring.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's enjoyable. The mini games are kind of fun. It's extremely easy though.
I mean, I can't imagine it being very complicated.
Yeah.
Well, like when I first like put my stuff in, I was like, oh, I guess I'll just do like normal mode. You know, I don't know like what hard or intense is going to be, and I did normal. I was like, there's like this is nothing. I'm literally doing nothing right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, do squats. Like, all right, nothing. So then I switched it up to intense, and even intense is like this is way too easy. So I got to find like the hard part of it, you know. But it's fun. I enjoy
Yeah.
it. I've been playing on silent mode, so it's because I don't want to make my neighbors hate me. So instead of like running in place, you do squats in place. Just doing this nonstop and like squeeze in this ring, shooting or trying to like suck up coins. I look like an absolute maniac playing it, but I do enjoy it. And then the only other game I played this week, Monster Sanctuary. I
How's
like
it?
It's a bit more basic than you would hope,
Okay.
I'll say. But the monsters are fun enough. The skills are fun to level up. The battles are fun. The exploration is pretty basic, but also not bad. I'll beat it. That's about as
Cool.
much as I can say. I recommend
Cool.
it, but I would probably play it on Game Pass instead of buying it on the Switch.
Okay, that's a good.
Yeah, it's a Game Pass game, not a buy game.
I love that. That's like a title, right? Like, buy it, Game Pass it, or don't buy it.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I Game Passed it and then bought it because I played like 20 minutes on Game Pass and I was like, all right, I enjoy this loop that I'm in right now.
Sure.
I want to play it on my Switch. I still think Switch is probably the place to play that, but Game Pass it. I don't know if it's
Just
worth
don't spend extra money.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Aiden, what games have you been playing?
I have nothing new to add. I've only played Cyberpunk, so
Cool.
That's a lie. We played a lot of Apex last night.
that's
did you
true.
guys?
Good.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was okay. We did well sometimes. We didn't win.
Yeah.
We didn't. We should have won probably like 3 or 4 of those.
Yeah,
Us being dumb.
it's okay. Did a lot of damage still.
All right. All right.
Yeah, Faulkner, we had this really fun Apex game yesterday where I think Aiden did like 1,000 damage and I did like 900 damage.
Yeah.
Aiden had like 9 kills. I had 0 kills. Just stealing
Attaboy.
every
That's my boy right there. Just
every
stealing
single
kills.
time I get somebody. I know he did enough damage to kill them, but throughout the game I was like, did you just kill those 2 guys? I was like, yep. I was like, I did literally everything. He came by and
That's
like
my boy
shot
stealing
them one
kills. That's what I'm
time.
talking about.
Hey,
Oh,
was
that's
fun.
so
still
good.
have more damage.
Yeah.
You did have more damage, but I think we know where all the damage was being done originally.
That's so funny. God, it's we're
It's my favorite. I don't do it on purpose even.
yeah, it's my favorite. I used to do it in Halo all the time because it would be before you can get a headshot, you have to take the armor down, right? So if you timed it right and you watch people like break the armor, when you watch the armor break, you take the headshot, and then you'll steal the
Now,
kill.
Can you
That
tell
sounds
me a
like
little
something
bit
you
more
do.
about
I
this,
loved it. It was my favorite thing to do.
this Halo game? Can you explain it more? I haven't heard of it.
Don't worry. Actually, there's all kinds of news that happened this week besides Cyberpunk. And I feel like that's like an hour of recording. I don't really want to go into it because there's a bunch of Game Pass stuff that came out. There's a bunch of the Game Awards stuff that came out. Halo made huge announcements about. So Halo Infinite's coming out in fall of 2021, and they talked about a bunch of shit. So, I don't really want to get in too deep about it. Let's just talk about how your feelings about the Game Awards, Dylan,
Let
and end at
them
that.
be canceled. Yeah, let them go. I didn't watch. I've never. I've never watched Game Awards. The only good thing, which Aiden pointed out, is that they release new trailers and stuff.
But they weren't even like trailers. They were just like cinematic teasers, weren't they?
It's just
Okay.
announcements.
Announcements.
But some of them are neat.
Okay.
Most of them are trash.
Aiden, how about you break it down? What are the neat ones?
Okay.
No. What are the trash ones? Let's do trash ones first.
Okay. All of them.
I'm going to guess Perfect Dark, not going to be good.
I didn't watch the trailer.
Not going to be good. Oh, I didn't watch these at all, but it's Perfect Dark, man. Like, it was never even great, and yet somehow it survived like 20 plus years.
Well, Perfect Dark itself was good. It was like the perfect
it was
GoldenEye replacement at the time.
It just wasn't great.
No.
It doesn't deserve to still be a thing after this long.
I 100%. That should be a dead IP. 100% agree with that.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah. My Perfect Dark memory, besides N64, when there was it Perfect Dark Zero on 360?
Heck yeah, game was tight.
Never played it.
So, Aiden and I and our neighbor used to play like couch co-op on that game. Literally, the only time I like remember playing it is I don't remember. Was it? I might be getting my Super Bowls mixed up, but the Super Bowl where Janet Jackson had her mishap. I remember I was like, I don't want to watch this halftime show. Let's go across the street back to our house, Aiden and our neighbor, and let's go play some Perfect Dark. We're just there playing Perfect Dark. We go back across the street and everybody's like, that was insane. What happened? And I was like, 12, 13, whatever it was. And I was like, what happened? They're like, there was a boob on TV. And I was like, can't believe I've missed this. I've been waiting my whole life for this. How can I miss the boobs? Why me? Why? But yeah, that's my Perfect Dark story. So I'm kind of looking forward to this.
I think it's crazy that there's so many people that are like hyped for a Perfect Dark game.
I do not understand.
It's GoldenEye.
And
right?
Yeah, I mean, it was GoldenEye 2.0 pretty much, right? At least the multiplayer co-op, the couch co-op. But at that time, GoldenEye like revolutionized console first-person shooting.
Yeah.
At its time.
This is just the next step. It's going to be nothing special. It's just going to be...
Yeah. Like,
if they're going to do it, they need to treat it like God of War and like do something really special with it.
Oh, that's not going to happen, buddy.
But they won't.
I'm just saying that's what they need to do. Like, to have a home run, that's what they need to do, or just don't do it at all.
Yep. All right, let me...
Microsoft needs to do something.
Yeah, get weird with it.
Yeah, just take your time with it. If you're going to do it right. Because I see, like, Perfect Dark falling... Like, if they did it right, I would prefer them to move away from a first-person shooter and to more like a third-person... This is like Microsoft's Hitman series, essentially.
Yeah, you don't need another first-person alien shooter.
It wasn't even aliens, was it?
No, it's just like a kind of techno thriller, I feel like.
Yeah.
Oh, were there not aliens in the original one? I don't remember.
No,
I might be
almost
thinking of a different game.
but it's also been a while.
Yeah. It should be like a third-person stealth action game with a really good narrative.
I won't argue with it.
Yeah.
It's not what's going to happen, but I won't argue with it.
What other garbage ones we got on there?
Let's see. I'm going to save the worst for last. We got a Dragon Age.
Yeah,
it was just disappointing for a while.
It's just a teaser, right? I didn't watch it.
Yeah, but I mean,
BioWare's
it's not going to reach
the
the peaks that I want it to reach.
No,
Master Chief in Fortnite. It's
dude, not just Master Chief in Fortnite.
Hilarious. And Kratos.
They have Blood Gulch as a LTM mode.
It's wild that you just kind of made me interested in playing
Dude,
Fortnite.
When I saw it,
I was like, I might go down the Fortnite right
dude,
now.
I was the same way. I was like, wait, there's Blood Gulch? Yeah, and they, I guess I did watch the video for that one, and it was red versus blue showed up, in the trailer talking about Halo, and they're like,
Tight.
yeah, but this is Fortnite. And then Ninja shows up, and then that ruined it. But yeah, they're in Blood Gulch. They recreated Blood Gulch as an LTM mode.
Actually, very.
Yeah, and there's a
I
warthog.
might do
You
it.
can ride a warthog, but it's like those Hot Wheels miniature warthog. So you're like Master Chief, but you're like this, like scrunched down in a warthog. I was like, that's pretty good.
That fits the aesthetic. Yeah,
That's pretty good.
I'll give him props.
Yeah, I thought
And,
about downloading Fortnite because I wanted to check out their Blood Gulch.
Yeah, but then you would have Fortnite.
Yeah, I mean, we can't say that. We did
I
play a
might
lot
do
of
it.
Fortnite, man.
Oh yeah, no, I enjoyed the time I spent with Fortnite.
Yeah, and I
Will
saw
I ever
someone
go
beat
back?
down someone with a flag, the flag from Capture the Flag.
You
I
know
was like,
what?
fuck.
I think I did watch that video on Reddit,
Yeah.
and it was I think it was like called like Teach These Fortnite Kids About Halo, and I was like, I don't get like why would you make this? And now I realize that he was playing Fortnite on Blood Gulch. Now
Yeah.
that I think about that, I thought it was just like some weird shitty Halo knockoff.
No, it's pretty
Okay.
cool.
I like that.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. I may or may
Now
not
did-
do it. Probably
Does
will
not
like
change-
one night
yeah.
decide that I actually want to do it.
If one of you guys download it, then I'll probably do it. But
I think we should continue playing the games that.
we're playing. I mean, it's an LTM mode, so it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
All right,
I-
and the worst of the worst, real quick. Arc 2, baby, featuring Vin Diesel.
I mean,
No,
R2 is about to
that's
come out,
the
but
number one,
that's
yeah.
crazy. Vin Diesel's in it.
dude. Vincent Diesel.
Part of me for this all just wishes I feel like Cyberpunk did this to people. You don't need like AAA action stars in your video games. That's not a
Okay,
good use
well-
of your budgets.
Vincent Diesel is not a AAA action star.
He's a
He is
quadruple A.
Quadruple. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got one of the most successful franchises of all time.
Dude, he honestly one of the best.
Yeah.
He's not a great actor, but somebody you gotta look up to.
It's not. Yeah,
Right.
I
No.
mean,
No, I'm not knocking Vin Diesel in this. I'm
Oh.
knocking budget allocation.
Oh, why? Because this is gonna make this game actually playable. Do you think
Sure,
he's
let's
gonna?
go with that.
I mean,
It,
it'll be
so
early
is-
access playable.
Is he gonna
Yeah.
do a Dom Toretto style character?
I hope so.
An Iron Giant style character.
I think he should
or
just
a
be
Groot style
himself or
character?
Groot. There's
Well,
going to be a
level
Groot
are we gonna get?
spin-off TV show for a little bit. I don't know if you know that.
That sounds like something Disney would do.
Dude, Disney made this huge announcement. I know this is like completely outside of our podcast topic, but they did their huge investor thing, and there's like 10 new TV series happening for Marvel, 10 new series happening for Star Wars and everything. It's insane. Some of the
You
stuff
just
no one
explained
ever
something
wanted.
that
to
happened to my stocks, buddy.
Yeah, it's insane.
So, yes, one might jump by like $20 in a day.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a huge announcement. There's so much stuff coming out. I thought the other one that was interesting was Mass Effect, but I read in Reddit, people were like breaking down the video, and it seems like it's going to be Mass Effect Andromeda 2.
Yeah,
Which,
sounds like shit.
hey, combat was cool.
I actually
The
really
like
enjoyed
scenery was cool.
Andromeda.
Yeah, like if it didn't have Mass Effect name attached to it, I would love it. But since it did, it
Yeah,
doesn't hit those same notes that I wanted it to.
I really enjoyed it. I can't help but not. But I never play Mass Effect for the story.
So yeah, that's fair.
first three I did.
Yeah.
Like
I barely remember the
I-
story for the original trilogy. So
I could tell you about it off air.
yeah, so I actually really enjoyed Andromeda, so I'm actually kind of hyped.
Let me.
I'm gonna say
let
the
me,
one thing that I'm
temper
actually
your-
excited about.
Sure.
Back for Blood.
Yeah,
Left 4
me
Dead
too.
3, baby.
What's this Back for
Heck
Blood?
yeah, it's
I
gonna be
didn't even
tight.
I didn't even know this was a thing.
So
it
it's
just looks
made
like
by-
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, it's made by Turtle Rock Studios, who made the original Left 4 Dead, who got acquired by Valve and then split off, and now they're basically making what looks to be a spiritual or successor, like everything you want, just not with the same characters.
Is there zombies?
No.
It's a zombie game?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's like the
Um,
same style game.
Yeah.
All right.
The
It's like World War Z, but all around good.
Put that on. Put that on
The one
Game Pass.
concern-
Let's go.
is what was that last monster game they put out that did not do so well?
Smash Bros.
Nope, it was like the monster.
Was that the 3v1 one?
It was like 3v1 or 4v1.
I heard that was actually a good game.
Holy
It's
shit.
just at the time it was not the right game.
Yeah,
I heard it was okay.
I've heard it was great. It took a while to get to that great phase, and they didn't figure out how to monetize it until too late, and the player base just died off. So like extinct?
I know what you're. I don't think it's extinct.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, but I thought that was a really neat concept. The only problem is, it's the PvP concept of it, right? That's 3 versus, like, if it wasn't like having to fight a player, it was just like 3 guys trying to kill monsters, kind of like Monster Hunter.
Maybe a little bit better, yeah.
I probably would have been more interested in it.
Yeah, I agreed. If it was us against the computer instead of us against somebody else.
Yeah.
But it would have been.
Oh, I'm fully on board the asymmetric multiplayer hype train.
It was like 4 years ago. So
Well, I mean, there's a Predator game
it's
that
too late
came out
now.
that's a multiplayer asymmetric.
I want good games is the problem, and usually they don't dedicate a lot of time to it. Like Dead by Daylight, I don't
Great
really
concept.
like core games, but I still almost want to play it more. Also, Natural Selection 2, great game. Give a shout out to that.
Okay.
Faulkner is the only one who had a chance of knowing what that is, so it's sad he doesn't.
I don't. Yeah. Let's just call it here. I'm sure we could just ramble about. There's a bunch of other stuff that happened. Oh, I guess Sephiroth is in Smash Brothers, which I think is amazing.
I'm fully on board. I will play more Smash just for that.
I'm surprised they even are still supporting this game, to be honest.
Well,
Sakurai, man.
The best one, right?
Yeah. It's ultimate.
I guess.
It's the ultimate one. Yeah.
This is the last one.
No, it's not
Until
going
the
to
next one.
be, but
Yeah.
Cool.
the guy in charge of it has said it's the last one for like 3 generations now.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, so he just keeps getting a bigger and bigger check, and he's just like, well, fuck, I guess I'll do it again.
What other characters are gonna add? I mean,
Soon they're gonna change the name to Super Smash Brothers Penultimate.
I'm just waiting for Ori to show up from Will o' the Wisps.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah, wait longer, buddy. That's the next one.
It's gonna happen. Ori's gonna show up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Prove it.
He'll probably be like a trophy,
They have Banjo on there,
and
right?
everyone's gonna be sad.
Yeah, that's different though. Banjo's a classic.
Ori is a classic.
Banjo is like 70 years older than Ori.
That's fair. That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Cool. That's it, boys. That's all I got. You guys have anything?
No, I don't care about these awards.
Yeah, I didn't even watch it. Like you put all these announcements. Like, oh, I didn't even. That's cool. There's some, but then I saw they were mostly like teasers. I was like, oh, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Actually, I'll do one quick shout out. The Last of Us Part 2, baby. A lot of people are angry. Those people are sad.
Wait, why are people angry about Last of Us Part 2? What was their competitor?
Ghost of Tsushima is one that a lot of people on the internet were like campaigning for, which I'd be fine with either, but like Hades was on the list too, I think, and it's just like that doesn't.
No. I mean,
No.
Like, Last of
it's
Us
a
Part
really
2
good
is-
for what it is.
Yeah.
It's really good for what it is, but it's not a game of the year.
No, it's a Game of the Year indie game.
Yeah,
Which
it
is
won
what it
Indie Game of the Year,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah. Which it
deserved.
deserves. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, for that, like, it's like if you look at that game and play it, it honestly feels like a next gen game already, which is still insane to me.
Interesting.
Maybe someday I'll play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's worth it.
I think next episode.
Yay.
Yeah, next episode is the week before Christmas, which I'm assuming. I don't know if you. I'm not going to be able to record that. I'm going to be out of town. So
Looks like it's just you and me, Dylan.
Yeah,
So-
we'll record
Faulkner Free
without you.
Podcast.
well, I mean,
Faulkner's-
if you guys can set up
leave
the
your-
recording.
No, just leave your computer on after this. Keep recording everything that goes on. We'll just hop in.
But,
record it.
I figure next episode we can talk about our games of the year.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I'm not ready.
Give me the heads up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want you to think about the games that you've played this year and like your sleeper hits, game of the years, And then the games that you just enjoy playing. Because there's some games that are like game of the year, but it's not a game you just go back to, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Spoiler alert, my game of the year once again, Slay the Spire.
Slay the Spire.
3
That
years
was
in a
last
row.
year. You can't do that one.
3 years in a row,
No,
baby.
the year before was Dead Cells.
Dead Cells,
Slay
yeah,
wasn't
okay.
around yet. Because we had
Yeah.
similar games of the year over year.
Yeah.
I don't know if this year's going to be the same. I don't know. But Aiden wasn't part of our game of the year the past few times, so this will be interesting to have a third party to...
This is actually the first time Aiden has joined any of our lives, was when he joined this podcast.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yep, that's true. I just stumbled in the Discord one day. He just let me keep coming back.
Yeah. So think about the games that you've enjoyed this year. And
What games came out this year?
A lot of games.
Nothing came out this year.
Cyberpunk,
Cool.
Game of the year.
No.
No. Yeah. So just think about it. That's going to be our main topic next week. And that's it, boys. That's the final episode of the year. Is next week. And then
Next week.
We'll take like a week off, and then we'll jump back in January.
Oh, you're not gonna be over Christmas week. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Next week. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
I can work with that.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Do you have any more beer, Dylan?
Oh, well, I tried to chug a little bit right there.
Let's do it right now.
I do.
On video.
See, it's a brown. Here, ready? I could put it in a cup for cooler.
Just put it in your mouth. That's where I want you to
Ready?
put it. Oh,
Whoops.
Scintillation, baby.
Pretty good, all right?
It's not bad.
Right on.
Would I drink it again? Yes. Would I drink it as many times as you? No, because I don't live next to them.
You don't listen to it next to the brewery.
Yeah.
You'll have to come visit us up here.
When it's legal.
It's legal anytime. You just don't have to tell people.
I don't know if that's how the law works,
Yeah.
but I don't know enough about the law to know.
The law don't know what they don't know.
Aiden, let me teach you some law tricks offline. Teach you a couple of them. You know, one or two of the good ones.
One or two things.
Yeah.
All right, boys and
Anyways,
girls. Cheers.
I have to take a big piss, so I gotta go. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.